In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your outer door handle on this Dodge Grand Caravan. I'm working on the front driver's door, but on the passenger side, the process will be exactly the same. So let's get started. I like to start at the inner door handle. There's a little cap right behind it. If you open the door handle, you should be able to reach in here and just pop this open. This will expose a T20 Torx screw, so let's remove that. Underneath the grab handle, there's another little cap that we have to pop up. I recommend a plastic tool for this so that you don't damage the door panel here. With that off, you can access another T20 screw that goes in straight from the top. There it is. Up in the corner here, we have to pop off the sail panel. That's what this is called. Use a plastic trim tool, pop it off from the top, and then pop it off from the door panel here. Now with everything off, we're going to use a larger trim tool, also a plastic one, and we're going to want to pop out the bottom first, pop out the clips that are behind this. So you're going to want to stick this in and just pry. Now it will be somewhat difficult, especially if this is the first time that this door panel is being removed. Oh. All right, there we go, it's popped off. When you first pop it off, it's gonna be very difficult, and honestly, sometimes it could even take two people, one to hold the door, one to pry away. Once you do pop it off though, you should be able to slide it right up. And don't go too far, the door handle cables are still connected to the door handle. On the door handle cable here, you're gonna wanna pinch the two tabs that hold this cable on. You can use a pocket screwdriver to pry them in and get this to slide through its opening. Just like that. And then flip it over, unhook it. Over here, we have some electrical connectors for the switch panel. Just push on the little tab and unlock the connectors. If you want to, you can also pop the switch panel up and through the door and get them from the other side. If your vehicle is equipped with it, you'll also have this courtesy light on the door. Unplug that, and you can pull the door panel away. Now with the door panel off, we have access to this rubber cap right here, which you can just peel off. This will allow us to get to the outer door handle bolts that are in there. Looking through this opening, you can see one 8mm screw right there. So I'm going to start by removing this one. Try not to drop it in the door. The other two mounting screws are actually towards the left, so towards the outside of the door. To get to them and remove them, you can easily get to them through here. I'm going to stick my hand in here with a socket and a ratchet, but if you want to see them, you can look through this square opening here, and you can easily see the head of those two screws. However, before we remove those two bolts, I have to pull off this rod that goes onto the yellow clip. Let's pop this yellow clip off. To do it, you're gonna have to use a tool or your finger and pry it out like that. I'm just gonna use a pick and get in here, pry this clip out. There we go. Now this rod should be able to slide out of the door handle. All right, this is the best I can do visually. Looking through that small square opening, and with an 8mm socket, I'm going to remove those two screws. Okay. You can see the door handle is already starting to move. That's normal. This is the last fastener holding it onto the door. All right, I grabbed that last one. There it is. Now from the outside, take the door handle out. The lock will stay in the door. There we go. Just like that. There it is. Now take your new door handle. It's got a little gasket on here. Make sure that sits on the door handle itself. Swoop it into the front first, like that. Then you're going to want to pull on the handle itself. That'll make this piece go down, and that's how you're going to fit it in the door. Just like that. The lock mechanism will slide into the outer piece here of the door handle. just like so. And now you can push it in the rest of the way. Perfect. Let's go on the inside and bolt it on. Just so it can stay secured in place, I'm going to put this screw in first because I can easily reach it, and then I know that the door handle won't push out as I try to put the other screws in. I'm going to finish snugging it up by hand just so I make sure I don't over tighten it. That should be good right there. Now let's get the other two in. Okay, got one started. Let's get the other one started as well. Okay, now we can snug them both up. Okay, when you tighten these, just make them snug. You don't want to break anything. All right, perfect. Now let's get this rod reconnected in here. Push this lock or the retainer out of the way so you can get the rod through. Just like that. And then once the rod is through, you can press this over. Make sure it clicks to lock it in. Get this cover back over. Snap it on. And now let's get the door panel back on. Plug in the courtesy light if your vehicle is equipped with it. And then right here, there's a power window switch for the rear quarter windows. Plug that in, make sure it clicks. These two plugs, since I removed the switch panel, I'm going to just put through and connect them once the door panel is on. However, if you did not remove the switch panel from here, you would plug them in right now. Lastly, we have the door handle cable, which has to hook in on the door handle like that. And then once it's slid in, flip it over, pull on it, slide it through the opening, make sure it clicks. Now bring the door panel in, make sure the lock indicator actually pokes through. If it's unlocked, it'll be easier to see. And then hook it up and over the inner window seal. Push it down. Once this lines up, you can make sure that all the push clips all around are lined up and then push it in. There we go. Let's plug in the switch panel. Oh, there we go. That one's a little stiff. Slide it down. Should clip into place. If you accidentally locked your doors, make sure you unlock them so you don't get locked out of the vehicle. Behind the door handle, there was a T20 screw. Thread that back in and make sure it's snug. It's just going into plastic, so once it bottoms out, leave it right there. And don't forget to put on the cap that hides it. Press that on, and right by the grab handle, there was another T25 screw. Thread this one back in as well. This one is also threading into plastic, so once it bottoms out, snug it and leave it right there. And of course, don't forget to put on the cap to cover the hole. There we go. Up at the top here, don't forget the sail panel. Slide it in and clip it on.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.